Moving now to eastern Congo, some 15,000 women and girls are raped every year. They are especially vulnerable when they venture into the forest to collect firewood. Now the United Nations is trying to protect the women by offering an alternative to gathering their own wood. David Axe has that story.
Elise Anidawe was not yet 13 years old when fighters from the rebel Lord's Resistance Army killed her father and kidnapped her and her brother. It was November 2009 in Duru, a town in eastern Congo. Rebels from the Lord's Resistance Army, the LRA, took the children to their camp in the jungle. When she escaped LRA captivity some months later, Anidawe joined hundreds of thousands of Congolese rape survivors trying to resume normal life. Despite the best efforts of the UN and the Congolese Catholic Church, many women continue to suffer, and some become repeat victims of Congo's escalating sexual violence crisis. Resettled with foster parents in the town of Dungu, Elise says she found reintegration difficult. She was traumatized. Kids at school accused her of supporting the LRA. She found help in one of Congo's oldest and most important institutions. In a country lacking other forms of governance, the Catholic Church is simultaneously a place of worship, a social club, and, for former sex slave and other victims of rape, a key protector. In Dungu, a priest named Father Ernest Seguli runs a small nonprofit group that escorts escaped sex slaves to the hospital, school, and church services. Attending church helps purify victims in the eyes of the community and can aid their reintegration, but many victims need more help than Seguli's group and weekly sermons can provide. Among other services, a church-run center would provide basic education for young victims, such as Anidawe, who are too traumatized to attend regular school. But the Congolese church lacks the resources for buildings and instructors. The church in Dungu needs to solicit foreign donations. The UN agency that works to protect many Congolese rape victims faces similar challenges. Thousands of Congolese women displaced by war and sexual violence live in camps administered by the UN High Commissioner for Refugees. Cutbacks by the agency's partners have left some rape victims vulnerable to repeat assaults. The Mugunga 3 refugee camp near Goma in eastern Congo houses 2,000 displaced people, including many victims of sexual violence. Congolese women are most vulnerable when they venture into the forest to collect firewood. To help protect Mugunga's women, the aid group Mercy Corps provided wood for them, until a lack of money forced the group to suspend deliveries last year. That's when Niran Sabimana Mutabazi's daughter went into neighboring Virunga National Park looking for wood and never returned. When Mutabazi left the camp to search for her missing daughter in January, she was raped for the second time. At Mugunga, UNHCR Community Services Representative Irene Kuemi is helping oversee a crash program to supply 500 refugee women with new, fuel-efficient stoves that reduce the need for dangerous trips into the forest. Kuemi and her team are also encouraging the use of locally made paper and sawdust briquettes as an alternative to firewood.
We registered 12 groups. Each group includes 40 women at Mugunga camp. These women are trained in the fabrication and use of the briquettes.
But the briquettes, like the church's assistance, represent a comparatively modest effort in a country where rape has reached epidemic proportions. Neither addresses the root causes of sexual violence, nor offers comprehensive protection for millions of vulnerable Congolese women. David Axe for VOA News.